Mike Pachelli with you here on another edition of Very Useful Guitar Licks, Volume 4. For this lesson, I'll be talking about country licks and country rock licks. Full disclosure, I'm absolutely not a fan of country music in general or country rock, but before I moved to France, I lived in Nashville, Tennessee for almost 10 years, and I was called to do many sessions where I had to do a country or a country rock kind of picking. So I thought I'd share some of my little tricks of the trade that got me rehired a number of times. I'll be probably in the key of E. Most country licks are in a major pentatonic scale. A pentatonic scale is 5 notes, right? And the major pentatonic, like in E, would be. But they do use some chromaticism. A lot of times they'll move between a note to get to a note. So there's useful licks, like simple licks like. Right, see that? So it steps out of the pentatonic, sticks a G in there, right? Because it's not in the pentatonic scale. So that's a very useful one. You've heard that can start off a lead of yours. You can start a lead going. Right? That lick also works good to end a song. Right? Or you slow. And when you learn licks like that, do learn them in 2 octaves. Go all the way up, go. Right? Now, major pentatonic is very useful. Folks like Dickie Betts used it great in the Allman Brothers. When he would start like high and go low. If you take the E pentatonic, he'd go like E, C sharp, B, G sharp, and then go C sharp, B, G sharp, G flat. Lines like. Right? If you do it quickly, it's pretty impressive. And that's just. Little 6/9 chord at the end. It's always helpful. Okay, a lot of bending too. Those guys in Nashville that do this, they do this so wonderfully. It's like second nature to them. They emulate a steel guitar. A lot of times they'll use a volume pedal. Well, I should say, I'm just using the Telecaster is just plugged straight into a 67 Fender Deluxe Reverb, and there's a little slap back. Helps you get the tone. And a word about guitars. I mean, if you want to get the authentic, country rock sound, get a Fender Telecaster. I have a number of them. I have a Chinese version that I keep in New York City. When I'm there to do a jazz gig, I've used that on jazz gigs. I have a Mexican Tele here that's just great. And this is a Custom Shop 61 reissue, or 62 reissue, I think. But a Telecaster in the middle position, well, that's the sound. So there's a lot of bending, like I said a moment ago. So if you take like a simple like E triad like this, right? 3rd, 5th, and a root on top. In order to sort of emulate a steel guitar, and you can use this with a volume pedal too, is to go to G flat, 11th fret of the G string, and bend it up to the G sharp. And then get the top 2 notes. And you have to be better in tune than I'm doing it. And like I said, those guys in Nashville, they're just so perfect at it. But you can move that around. Say if, you want to move it from like E to D to A, you can go like. Or that's out of tune. Better. Easier if you have thinner strings on your guitar than I have. And here's a couple more bend ideas. Take that G flat up to the G sharp and voice it like this. Right? Or these work too. So So trying to get to this E triad here. Take, bar the 7th fret, hammer down to the 9th on the B string. Get the 9th of the G string, and then hammer again. There you go. Very useful. That's a nice ending, right? Great to have those in your trick bag. And you all know these little 6 moves, right? Like if you're an E, they're kind of minor 6 and major 6, like. Or those things. Again, like the 3rd and the root of E. Well, step into it. Again, going from G flat to G sharp. Right? Right? And the attitude kind of gets it to sound country too. Those are kind of fun. Country guys, they use a lot of hybrid picking where they play with their pick and then their fingers. So again, taking that E, now we'll consider E form like this, right? But getting the first finger on that G flat and bending it up to the G sharp. And maybe pick a low note, then hybrid with your fingers, maybe like. I can't, again, you need thinner strings. That's closer. You can certainly break a nail. There you go. So those work. All right. Now, a lot of tunes, I remember I did a lot of sessions, they're kind of rockabilly things where there would be acoustic guitar player. We're still relatively in tune. Bending those things will throw your guitar out, of course. There'll be like a rockabilly a groove where, the rhythm guitar player, usually an acoustic guy, is on these sessions, and he's playing something like, maybe. Oh, we've all heard a million songs like that. So when you're in that predicament, you don't want to just play chords or you don't want to maybe just, play different whole notes. A lot of times you get away with just playing like 16th notes on a low thing, kind of like, something like no, I'm sorry. And those are just 16th notes. I'm just basically pretty much playing pentatonic, throwing in the dominant 7 in there to get a little bluesy sound. But, they're just, what's good? You get your trusty friend, the metronome. I love this old guy. Put him on a slow tempo. All right, let's see. That's about 102. How you doing, buddy? You all right? Good. And then think 16th notes, 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda. So like that. Right. Mess it up again. Something like that. And you work up to your speed, but just 1 eanda, Get it right later. All right. You understand. So I'd get called to do a session, sometimes that would be a little boring. And there's a lot of songs that would be like, E to A to D to A, So I'd take that 16th note idea and I'd do something maybe like, and that's like, something like that. It works. And one more thing, these guys use a lot of really nice open string lines. Like on 7 chords, like you got G7. Instead of just playing G7, the lick will be like a, right? And it's like, and the longer you can let the open string ring out, the better. So. Or simpler would be, right? Again. You'll no doubt do it better than I can because I'm limited in my country playing. But those are some good ideas, and I hope they open up some doors for you to develop your country licks and your own style. So I'm Mike Pachelli. If you'd like to drop me a line, please do so at mikepachelli.com. And if you would, do subscribe to this channel. So take care, and I'll see you later.